Hello, everyone. In our parsha, just before the final of the 10 makot that God rained down upon the Egyptians, he tells Moshe to instruct the people, "V'yishalu ish me'et re'ehu v'isha me'et re'uta." Each man should ask his fellow man, each woman should ask her fellow woman, klei chesef u'klei zahav, for silver and golden vessels. Now, the word v'yishalu is open to one of two interpretations. One can ask in the sense of request, which connotes a transfer of ownership. That beautiful golden vessel that you have, can I have it? Or it can be from the concept of she'elah, to borrow. May I borrow your golden or your silver vessel? Now, most of the Mefarshim take the word v'yishalu at face value to request, and it lends itself for an easier understanding of the pasuk, because in essence, as the Jews are about to leave Mitzrayim, so how would they be asking to borrow vessels when they have no intention of returning to Egypt or returning the vessels themselves? Therefore, if we understand v'yishalu as to request, as in transfer of ownership, and as some of the many Mefarshim who take this approach explain, that the people would have a good rationale to demand ownership of these valuables, for they had worked very hard as slaves of the Egyptian nation for decades upon decades, and therefore these wages were due to them, if you will. In such a case, we understand they're leaving. They have nothing that they owe to return to the Egyptians. But there are Mefarshim, such as the Sephardo, who take the idea that v'yishalu here means to borrow, and the people should not be afraid to borrow. Yes, the Egyptians, when they see the Jewish people leaving, are going to say, hey, what about the vessels you borrowed? Give them back, and they will pursue the Jewish people. God assures them, don't worry, I will take care of you, and you will safely exit from Egyptian galut. But why would God want them to speak in terms of borrowing as opposed to request, as in give it to us so that we now own these vessels? And perhaps is a very important lesson, not only to the Jews of the generation that began Jewish peoplehood, but for all of us. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the material world that we look at material possessions as the be-all and end-all, the key to our happiness in life, instead of avodat Hashem, instead of being faithful and loyal servants of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When a person borrows something, they may enjoy using it, but the enjoyment pales in comparison to the joy that one gets when he owns the object and he is able to enjoy it for as long as he wants, whenever he wants, and time after time again. Borrowing a vessel means it has to be returned. I am not the ultimate owner. It is not part of my estate. I have not improved my fiscal well-being by borrowing something that actually belongs to someone else. Our life in this world is quite temporary, and all of our material possessions, therefore, are temporary. In fact, the approach that Chazal teach us in Pirkei Avot, Tein lo mishalo, because ata v'shalcha shalom. Whatever we, quote, own is not truly ours. Everything in this world is on borrowed time. It all belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. and after 120, we can't take it with us. And if we overemphasize the importance of material possessions, then as we read in Parshat Azinu, this leads the Jewish people to go astray. Vayishman Yeshurun Vayivat. So God speaks to us in terms of the Yishalu, borrow. Understand that whatever you amass in this world from material goods is in a sense borrowed. Understand what is permanent in value, what is permanent in possession are the spiritual achievements that you are able to accomplish in your time here on this earth. Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.